Womanology podcast.
Hey friends, this is Chloe with the Womanology podcast, where you get to know about our personal, dating, friendship, just life in general from a perspective of two psychologists.
Love it. So, before we get started, you can follow us at Womanology _ podcast. And then you can follow me at Rhea _ Dakota _ EDS. Yes. I think I might have to repeat that at the end of the show because I might have got my Instagram wrong.
It's okay, friend.
It's fine. Chloe, what's yours?
Yes, I am yours truly _ Chloe, CHLOE. And this is a very special podcast for us, a very special episode where we have brought on two individuals from our network, and we're going to allow them to introduce themselves.
Man, who going first? I need to redo how I introduce myself. I need to do theirs. Like, I am, I'm just playing. Dosia, one half of the Just Posted podcast. One half of the Just Posted podcast. You can follow me on Instagram. It's all underscores. D _O _S _ I _ A. Keep it real simple.
We should start that rap group that I'm talking about.
There we go. Passes to sleep though.
Yeah. My real name is Eric, but everybody calls me Sleep. I thought it would go away, but it has not, so sleep is fine.
With the slumber party.
Hey,
oh, yes.
Oh, it's a background story to that?
No, he has a...
Oh, look at
No. So, it's on the podcast. The folks that agree with me, they're called the slumber party.
You gotta go to sleep.
Great people.
You gotta go to sleep.
They gotta go to sleep.
Yeah.
You gotta go to sleep.
You gotta go to sleep.
I like that.
I'm with it.
That's the perfect segue to my Instagram. Just gotta go to sleep.
You gotta go to sleep.
GOTTA.
I love it.
GO _2 SLEEP. So,
there it is.
Yes.
I gotta work on my.
It's mostly my kid though, so y'all gonna be disappointed.
Nothing wrong with that.
Talking with the hands. You know what I'm saying? Welcome. My name's Dosia. One half of the Just Posted podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that. I'm taking that for mine.
We definitely got to steal some of that because
because we get stuff. Listen, when it Just Posted comes on, we literally be like, hey, all right, girl, hey, yo, all right, fellas, what's up? Yeah.
Who you
know what I'm saying? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Album coming next week. You feel me? Yeah.
Well, that's our album.
Oh wow!
Because we about to do this.
There we go.
So really quick, just tell us about your podcast and what you guys discuss on that platform.
Yeah, I mean current events that go on, sports. We're both fathers, so fatherhood, and just real emphasis on black male mental health. We talk about everything, so we don't hold back. We got. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Durrell, who's behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? $1 Million Durrell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He keeps it together, keeps us going. But yeah, check us out.
Contract.
Yeah. Get my contract together.
Real contract.
Yeah, hold on. Hey, get my contract together, bro. I need
Come
mine.
through it.
You know what I'm saying? I need mine. You waiting on y'all too?
Oh yeah, I got a business plan.
Those should be holding out.
Listen, man, you know what I'm saying? Sign to Death Row. You know what I'm saying? Golly, Death Row Records. Suge Knight Durrell.
That's cool. You gonna add?
Listen. We
Not
just
to put you on the spot.
some semi-old black men.
Semi-old.
I'm 40. However you want to say it.
We
I don't have the age, baby.
This is a new 40. 40 ain't the same.
Right.
Grace is feeling real good right now. You feel me? We good. We good.
If you go back, you'll see us after a night of going out.
Man,
you will
look,
see us
no comment. That wasn't me.
doing all types of stuff.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
From the
It wasn't me. Nah.
But it's a real chill atmosphere. Any of the Dosiites, please check out Womanology.
Don't.
Slumber
Because y'all
party.
out.
Y'all still got
Because
names
y'all
for
out.
y'all
Nah,
people.
ain't no problem.
We said Womanology babes, remember?
Yeah, but I feel like we need to be more creative.
I
Slumber
need
party.
I need to
Dosiites.
Yeah. Nah.
Rhea the rapper.
Listen.
I'm gonna push this rap game.
We're not doing
all
it.
right,
And I'm
Dosiites.
gonna push this.
But can you rap? Do you be rapping?
I can
Spit somebody
try.
now. Spit somebody now. Go. Boom.
Come on. You a Nicki fan. She be on the spot.
Oh.
Come on.
I'm gonna say it. You want to set it up? We chilling for deep, and we got Womanology.
On the podcast. I'm about to rap. I don't have no more words to this song. But guess what? We about to talk about parenting. And then talk about I need another ing.
Yeah.
See, at your friend, I'm gonna say keep your day job.
I gotta give an A for effort.
Yeah,
for sure.
You was on the spot. That was not planned.
I am not a
Listen.
freestylist. I said
Listen.
rapper.
You know what I'm
Rapper.
saying?
It's
She's an
different.
artist. She's sensitive about her
Her
stuff.
shit.
Yeah.
Thank
we
you.
cuss on her? Yeah.
Yes.
We cuss on her? Yeah.
Yes, because
So,
be relaxed.
Be relaxed.
We didn't know
Be
how
chill.
this was gonna go.
Yeah, I ain't know how it's
No.
gonna go.
We
Don't
Yeah.
be fooled.
Cuss.
We are prim and proper from
Look.
appearance, but we
Look.
are real deal.
They
So,
walked,
For real.
they walked in looking all elegant. I'm like, oh, wait,
don't let the dialect fool you.
Tuck
Please.
right in, dog, you know
or
what I'm
even the
saying?
job title.
Oh,
Please
my
don't.
man.
Yeah.
Yes.
We real
Golly.
deal. So yeah,
I should've wore a
come
fake
as
chain
you
for
are.
Right.
Right.
I just want to say thank you for having us.
No. No, we appreciate you guys for coming.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys for coming because Chloe and I discuss parenting with us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's really good to hear a male perspective.
For sure.
Yeah.
We don't really have a lot of conversation with male fathers.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
the same things that we kind of talk about
Mm-hmm.
and discuss and our, kind of our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, our everyday life. Yeah.
And just our annoyances, but also those wins.
Mhm.
Like, we want to know about you guys as well. Because they can be different, but they can be the same.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you. Just
That
thank
is.
you.
Thank you for
You're
coming.
welcome. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, all kind of happiness. Let's go.
Yes.
So, first we want to kick off with the types of parenting. So, of course, we're school psychologists.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the different types of parenting that psychologists have came up with. So first we have authoritarian parenting, and it's more like the extremely strict type of parenting. High expectations. You must meet these expectations or you'll die. No, I'm just playing. But
But seriously, like very strict. It's like because I said so.
because I said so type of parenting.
Okay.
Do as I say, not as I do type of parenting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have authoritative parenting, and the parents are more so nurturing, responsible. They take responsibility, I should say, for their children's emotions, but they're very supportive. But however, they set very firm limits and boundaries.
Yeah, and
So
that's
they-
very important.
Exactly.
Okay.
Parenting with love and support, but also boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're valuing your child's opinion, allowing them to have respect for you, and vice versa. And this is more so like, I'm telling you to do this because I'm giving you a reasoning and understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
These
right.
parents are also more likely to apologize to their children as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sometimes we as parents, and I know we can talk more about this in the show, sometimes we are wrong, and we do need to apologize to our children on certain
Yeah, we
certain
don't always
things.
get it right.
Mhm.
Most definitely.
And then other ones are permissive parenting. It's just kind of like a free-for-all, like a baby kid type of parenting. I mean, where your mama at type of parenting.
A lot of
Like,
them used to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so those parents would be like, what's on Mean Girls? Like, I'm not a regular mom.
I'm a cool mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you allow your kids
Yeah.
to maybe drink or engage in more risky behavior.
Behavior.
And you're
Underage
just-
drinking.
Yeah, underage drinking.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
It's fine if you do it here.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
That's
Yes.
all of them.
No, the
Oh,
last
okay,
one.
all right,
No,
wow, okay,
I know, but it's the
Wait,
last
there's
one.
more.
Is it more chaotic than the last one?
That's what
Well,
I'm gonna
actually,
say. Like, how
that
bad
involves
can it
parenting,
Okay.
like all the way neglectful.
Yeah.
Like, we
Okay.
see a lot of these children who may be in the foster care system
Mm.
because they just did not meet their daily needs, which is
Mhm.
washing and eating and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Or even they
Or
may
clothing, go ahead.
even be in the same household, but you're completely removed. You may
Mhm.
feed them,
Absolutely.
clothe them, but you don't have
there's
any
no emotional
engagement.
connection.
There's no
Yeah.
type of attachment there
Man.
at all.
Correct.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
happy
that
you
may
brought
be
that up.
more hurtful sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that's actually a different socioeconomic status
Mm-hmm.
than those parents.
Yeah.
In
No,
those- yeah.
Definitely understand that.
So you have your parent there, but they're not there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not
Okay.
mentally
Right.
present.
That makes
Totally
sense.
understand that.
Yeah, so those are the types of parenting. So we want to just start off like a conversation like, so what type, or with the parenting that, Styles we just named, like how did you grow up? Like in those kind of categories,
Yeah.
you can kind of mix them up a little bit. Because,
Right.
you can
And take
pull,
bits and pieces from
Yeah.
each one.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I can
how did
say
you guys-
as far as how
You can go.
as far as
Good
say as
one.
how I grew up. So my mother raised me. Shout out to my father, but Papa was a Rolling Stone because I got like 4 half siblings. So my dad, you know what I'm saying, he was real big on just showing up with gifts and with money, kind of like, you know what I'm saying. So he tried to be there, but it was always with a gift. It was never like that personal time, right? You know what I mean? Like go to a park, or, you know what I'm saying, go play around, whatever. So that was always kind of like weird to me, like accepting gifts, but then it was like, what am I supposed to do with like a wad of money at like 6 years old? Buy candy. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think that my dad was definitely, is it permissive? Right? Is that what the
permissive is like,
it's like, so I'm not gonna say he didn't care.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna just say that it was just like a lot of showering with gifts versus actual physical time. My mother,
and emotional.
My mother, she was real aggressive. Like, and I say that being that she's an alpha woman. You see what I'm saying? And like her thing was, you know, she's raising the son, so I gotta raise you hard. I ain't got time for you to be, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, normally where you get that from you wouldn't get that from your father. Like my mother wasn't really like hands on like that. So you know, I remember one time I was just like, you know, Mom, you never tell me you love me. You realize that, right? And she was like, I show you, you got a roof over your head, you got that. And I'm just like, yeah, but that's not really the words.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what level she would fall on in that sense.
So it kind of sounds like authoritarian and authoritative.
There we go.
And the reason why I said authoritarian is, was she strict?
Yeah.
Because you know you stated that she wanted to mold you.
He's stressing it like
yes.
she was.
Yes.
Oh,
which is so crazy.
Yeah.
Because as we got older, I didn't meet them to college.
Yeah.
Your mom was the sweetest lady in the world.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
But she was in a different place in her life. She was raising you. So when she
and then sometimes
college years,
sometimes we have to realize that our parents are parenting, so they're nicer to our friends, but they parent us.
Yeah.
And I've had to realize that too, because I have a strict upbringing as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like,
Man.
I have a strict upbringing. So when you put it in perspective, and then like when I became a mother, I'm like Mark's friends say the same thing, like, oh, your mom's so nice, she prepares this, she has snacks and and then Mark, she's so strict.
Snacks.
Yes.
It's a love language.
Yes.
I did that. I used to make brownies for this kid.
What?
I did.
Wait a minute. How you doing this all wrong?
He's a kid.
Okay, hey, listen, dang.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is his friends used to do that. And they used to say the same thing. Like, you know, your mom's so nice. And then he would be like, but she's always like, do this and did it. Like, your mom wanted to mold him into becoming that man.
Right.
Because, you know, fathers or
She
not
everything
them.
was I'm preparing you for the world. That was her go-to. So I had to learn that quickly.
Yeah.
So how was yours?
Yeah.
So I'm the oldest of 8 children.
Oh.
Big family. That's like yours.
I'm the youngest of 8.
Oh, well, same Z's.
I got 5 sisters and 2 brothers.
Oh, wow.
My brothers and
Ours
comes
are even.
to way later. So I'm like 10 years older than one and 12 years older than the other. So they came way later. So I had my own room. I ain't get no hand-me-downs. I was
You had the good life.
Golden child.
No. But with that, I'm not from the, I guess, 2-parent household where my dad could be home. My dad was outside. So as a kid, I thought he was going to D.C. When I got older, I found out he was not going to D.C. It wasn't D.C.
Shout out to whoever D.C. is, you know what I'm saying?
No. Was he with the milk?
No. I'm No. Okay, well, I'll get some background.
Yeah, get some context.
I'm from
D.C. was the street St. Louis.
No.
D.C.
I'm
was
sorry,
St.
go ahead.
Louis.
No.
I got a question.
No. I will say this.
I'm sorry.
To the best of my knowledge, I don't have any other siblings. It's just us 8.
Hey, man.
We lived in the Peabodys. So we from the projects.
Okay.
But we lived in the high rise. We lived in the better part of the Peabodys. If you know how the Peabodys used to look, it was the high rises. And it was Holy Garden Angels. And then it was the flats. So we lived in the flats.
Okay.
But no, my dad was outside. He from Car Square. He was moving and shaking. And when you moving and shaking, sometimes you get caught up.
I understand.
Okay, I understand now.
My mom was a teacher, so I started grading papers when I was like 10 because I would have to help out.
Do this work for me.
But
all hands on deck.
Right.
My father, when he was around, he taught me the things I needed to know to live where we live. We lived on Castle Lane, so I learned how to do things that most kids don't learn how to do at a very young age.
Survival tactics. Yeah.
I would get out of school once I was older. I would have to, because my mom was working, I would have to get the kids, make sure they were straight. So I learned a lot of responsibility early. So my mother was very authoritative. She put a lot of stuff on me, but also loving. Like I'm not gonna pretend like she wasn't. Like I got the I love yous. Not really from my dad. Like I didn't get to talk from my dad. I didn't get to ride a bike or nothing like that. We lived in the hood. So it was really weird later after the next group of kids were born. Like first 4 kids, we lived in the projects. Next 4 kids, we had moved. And moved to Bell Fountain. So
you want to know something? I think that my siblings feel that way about me. And I know you and I were talking about that too. Because I'm the youngest. And same mom, same dad, same household or whatever. But in the beginning, the first 4 were in the hood. And although I still lived in the city, don't play, but the house that I lived, grew up in was totally different from the family flat they grew up in. So I definitely believe that my siblings probably have that same type, feeling from me and my siblings that are around my age, the last 4, they're probably like, what? Like,
I got to watch my parents evolve as parents.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what,
Which is really crazy because when I was 18, my little brother was 8. And there was a 6-year-old, then I had a baby sister too, so they were all young. So they had a basketball hoop and bikes and things like that. I bought my first TV myself. I bought my first, Xbox and all that. My brother had an Xbox 360 before me. I was in college in a dorm.
So they were afforded certain luxuries.
But before my father passed away, I got to have a talk with him, and he was like, "If I stayed the same parent after all those years, that would be a disservice. I'm supposed to get better.
You're supposed to evolve."
That's true. That's absolutely true.
We, we're having a drink together and chit-chatting and talking. He apologized for a couple things,
I love it.
When I say that, it's so powerful.
But that happened way later. I was like 23.
But he did it, though.
But he did.
It happened.
And it was a good conversation. One that was much needed. So, but it wasn't that my dad didn't care. He just wasn't I love you kind of dad. He was you got to be a man kind of dad. What if I ain't here? And I didn't know what he was doing at the time. But in his line of work, he might be gone, or he might be gone for real.
Yeah, for sure.
So he was trying to set me up to, if something happened to me, you didn't be able to watch this house. And my mother was trying to insulate me and didn't want me to be like my father at all, which was really crazy because as a teenager, I was trying to be like him so much.
Because that's your male role model.
And the whole time I was getting good grades, but I was like still in car radios. And just being a hoodlum. I'm from the Peabodys. I've been a hoodlum. But my mother was able to, she moved us out the hood. We ended up, I'm just get some background. Someone threw a Molotov cocktail through our home, trying to kill my father. So my father was being 88% burns. My mother suffered some burns, a couple of my sisters. Best thing that ever happened to us though, it got him out the streets. It got us out the hood.
Like a wake up call.
I
mean, my mother left him for a little bit. That's why I said there's a gap in the kids.
Yeah, she was gone.
So there's a gap
for
in the
safety
kids.
reasons.
Well, I mean, she just was like, no, you put us at risk.
Yeah,
it's not the lifestyle.
It's not
myself or my children.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so, but it gave him work of college, got his life together, ended up, getting a small business later on in life, and being a very active father. I would say in my life too, he would come to things when he could, but I was in college, so I wasn't really inviting him to nothing either.
That's true.
So my mother was always rough, I guess. She was like, "Yo, you can't do that. Don't do this." She really didn't want me to do too much of nothing other than work. Like she got mad when I wanted to play football. She got mad. Like she just really was. She didn't help in the house. If I'm away after school,
who's gonna help with the other children in the house? That makes perfectly good sense.
So when I got older, I kind of rebelled a little bit. We got to college, I was outside. When
you have those strict boundaries.
I was in class. I was in class the whole time.
Y'all call him out in the comments if he was not there.
I don't know who that person. I got twisted a lot. I got grades. I don't know who y'all talking about.
Those was a model student.
Yeah, model student. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that you especially that part about being strict though, because we're gonna come back to that.
Yeah, she was strict.
Yeah.
Because it seems like that's like our communal, community thing that we have
commonality that we have.
Thank you. I can.
No,
Look at her coming through.
Given everything, and I didn't have a lot of responsibilities. So I think that kind of played a role into how I parent Cameron, because I'm trying to be so different than my daddy. I don't want to be yelling at her, only to yell at her.
Yeah,
right.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So
Listen.
when you talked about when your father passed, you all were able to have a conversation. I am so thankful that I was able to spend that time with my father. He passed in 2020. But we were, thank you, and we were able to mend a lot of like trauma, I guess you could say, because it's like I was always trying to prove myself. Like, why didn't you tell me you love me?
Speak that.
You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you tell me, even though, yes, I knew you showed me. I know you spoke about that too, but tell me. I wanted to hear. I need those affirmations.
Yeah.
And he was like, I wasn't giving it, so I didn't know to give that to you. His mother didn't parent him in that way, so he only did the best he could with what he knew. And at a certain age, he was at a point where he could apologize. He's like, I'm sorry for that, but this is giving you reason as to why I did what I did.
But that's what it is too, right? Because as parents, like as a parent now, like I can look back and be like, okay, I get it. Like,
Ain't no roadmap.
you know what I'm saying? It's
not.
not like it's literally like you're kind of going not on the fly. But as much as you try to schedule and plan, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that, you find yourself in moments where like, oh my God, I'm doing the exact thing that I said I wouldn't do.
Life
You know what I'm saying?
Life happens.
Life be life.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And especially with us being single parents coming from 2-parent households, it's like, what am I doing? How do I do this?
Yes, like, so again, I'm the youngest, and like we have commonalities. I'm just the youngest one of 8 children, of 7 children. So with that being stated, I got a lot. I received a lot of material things.
Oh yeah, my baby sister.
Oh, the siblings was mad at you. They was like, she gets every pair of clothes.
Like we had to work for it, but she just gets it.
Like Chloe would come over, and my room was literally the upstairs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
so luxury.
Wow. Muslim in the bathroom looking at you like, hey bro, nah, this ain't it, dog. How she get the whole floor, bro?
I definitely had it.
No, but seriously.
But the reason why I state that, because it's coming from that 2-parent household, always knowing that you're, it's a balance between the two, and then you don't necessarily have a balance. You know, it's just you.
Yeah.
So I definitely
it's all on your shoulders.
It's all on your shoulders. But from that strict parenting household that I came out of, my father worked a lot. Excuse me, he worked tons of hours. And then my mother, she was a school nurse. So honestly, she was normally the one to be at home to get the children, because, you know, she was a school nurse. So again, it's a lot of us, and we're pretty much close in age. So a lot of that strictness came from, I got to get my kids together. I got to get you all in bed, bath, food, things like that, because, you know, her husband was working. So it really came from keeping us in line rather than out of place of love, rather than her not really paying attention to like, fuck your feelings. Because it was more so like a safety thing. And then, again, me and my mother had talks, and I was like, I felt, you know, like I wasn't necessarily living up to par or doing my part or being a responsible adult, given that I had my child so young. And then we had a conversation to where she was like, I am proud of you. I just was not told that as a child.
And you know what was funny? My daddy was like, I expected you to do that. So why would I give you this huge celebration for something you were supposed to do? And it's like, I wanted to hear it.
Exactly.
That generation, I think, period, died. That's just how it was.
That's how it was. That's exactly how it was, because their parents never told them that they were proud. Because my mother, with her siblings, she has a lot of siblings, you know, most of them same mother, same father. But she's a nurse. And so they were like, I mean, she didn't hear it. And out of her group, she was the nurse, you know, the one who graduated and attended college and was successful. And she was like, I mean, this is what we're supposed to do. I raised you to be great. So just
you went to a private school.
I raised you to be this way. So
I think the difference is also like, you know what I'm saying, with this, I guess, for lack of better words, generation of new parents or whatnot. Breaking those generational curses, right?
Yeah, those traumas.
Yeah, because those and you see it a lot. Like you see a lot more people talking about therapy. You see more people talking about family involvement. You know what I'm saying? Being out and about and just kind of promoting Black fathers, promoting Black parents, period. In that community, that village, right? Like, because everybody says it takes a village, and I used to hear it a lot, but I'm like, a village of like-minded parents, because everybody raises their kids differently.
So
I'm so happy
you mentioned the village part, because everybody can't be in your village.
No, facts.
So that's why I'm happy that you mentioned everybody cannot be in your village.
Yeah,
it has to be like-minded individuals, but those who actually have care for your children.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
and can uphold those same standards when you're not there. So for me, Cameron was with my exactly. She was with my parents or my sister or her father's sister, and that was it. I'm not allowing Cameron to go anywhere else because I don't know who you're gonna have her around, what y'all gonna be introducing her to. And for my parents, it was like, y'all raised me, I trust y'all to keep her in line when I'm not present. So that village is very tight knit, but it's an extension of who you are and what your morals and what you're trying to
say. Well picked,
very well said. Children pick up so many things from other places. So if it's just a bad influence, that might be one of your close friends. And y'all can hang out, but I wouldn't want them.
Say that on that close friends. Say that on that close friends.
And it's crazy what kids pick up, because I'm gonna say I'm past that stage now. But now, like, repeat. Like, words that he hears, so of course he heard the curse word, right? And you know what I'm saying? He was going in his room one time, and he hit his foot on the bed. Obviously that would hurt, but he yells out, "Shit!" I'm like, yo, whoa. I see what you're doing.
You using
and he was really like, I picked up something. Okay, here we go. That's the word.
Quick little tip.
Yeah.
Because I'm a cusser too. So when my son used to do that, I used to say, you can make up words.
Okay, there we go.
So you can make up silly words. So we'll say, "Who got toilet?"
Yeah.
Or something.
Oh wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, here we go.
Quick little make up a little word. Yeah. Because they'll do that at school.
Yeah.
And then you don't want
then you'll get that
phone call.
Like,
and that's the thing. Like, the crazy part is, again, his teacher would be like, "I haven't heard that here, so I'll let you know." I'm just like, so he realizes where to do it at. We gotta have a powwow, bro.
You hear that?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was just like, let me make sure I'm watching what I'm saying, and then watching what I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? So because they pick up so fast, it's like every soon as they see something, you see their eyes like, ooh, I picked up something new. You see what I'm saying? So
and especially words like that, they get attention. So it's like, oh, my God, doing it
because
they like this reaction.
Like the buddy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you know what I went through. Yeah. My daughter was nonverbal.
My
daughter's on the spectrum, so she was nonverbal till she was like 3.5. And then once she got to talking, once we got diagnosed, and once we, now she goddamn, just yesterday, I was like, whoa.
Slow down.
And part of me is like, yes, use your words. And I'm like, but wait, why do you know that word? And I'm like,
we gotta shape this. We gotta teach you, like you said, new words to use, or different words to use.
It's funny you said that because I have students that, kind of, clients, that are like on the spectrum, and we celebrate words. Sometimes they're not good words.
Yeah, no,
but it's so fun because we're like, we're happy you're talking. Don't say that.
Yeah. Let's talk some other way.
It's a very fine line, because a part of me is like, you actually use that in the practice.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We're so excited.
That's the thing.
Like, my son ate his foot, I was like, "So I feel you, bro," because I'll be like, "Shut up." Like, no, you know what? Hold on. We gotta say it, man. You do that. Yes. We gotta work another way.
We subbed in. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I was like, I was like, hey, can you say, "Oh my gosh"? She was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, so next time that happens, is what you say.
Yeah.
Oh my
but
gosh.
You forget how smart they are, right? Because my son, he'll be like, so I can't say shit, right? I'm like, nah, you can't say that. Yeah, I'll say shoot. Oh shoot, there you go. So that means it doesn't sound like shit. I'm like,
but you still,
you got that word in it. Yeah, you got that part. We don't say that word. Okay, and then it stops. So I'm like, all right. So hopefully somewhere on the playground here, like, all right, y'all, I got a new word. Check this out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Thinking for
who got toilet?
Yeah. Who got toilet? Who got toilet, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Put that out in the atmosphere.
So yeah, I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, since we all grew up in a strict background, do you think that your strictness or your strict upbringing helped you be more what's the word I'm looking for? Disciplined as an individual, or more loose, or more kind of
it's a two-part for
neglectful. Not neglectful, but
you mean
more,
as a parent? Or
yeah, as a parent,
Okay. More passive.
More passive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because my parents were so strict, quote unquote, I waited to have. I only have my daughter, and I'm 41, and she's 7.
Okay.
So I wanted to
waited.
wait until I could actually be prepared.
Yeah,
to take care of her. My parents passed away when I was in my 20s, both of them. So I had joint custody of the younger kids, but they were teenagers. So I kind of got a practice run. And I said, yeah, I ain't really ready to be no parent. So let me chill out a little bit. So when I did have her, I thought that I had already kind of done some therapy. I'd already kind of talked to both of my parents and kind of got all that trauma put away.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm the nice parent.
Hey friends, thank you so much for tuning in, and even more thanks to the Men of Just Posted podcast for joining us on this episode of Parents Just Don't Understand. Meet us back here next week to give you more insight on how we parent and the lessons that we're learning. As always, love y'all. See ya, bye.